Testing, 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 testing. Are we live? Let me know if we're live. Zombie, okay, yeah, looks like we're in. Jenny Chris, how you doing? Zombie, okay, yeah, looks like. Wolf Squad. Yo, this is cool. I haven't actually streamed direct to YouTube before like this. So I'm really, really happy to see that works. How's everybody doing? It's a Saturday. Well, we know it's Saturday, but it's also Easter Saturday. So if you celebrate Easter, happy Easter to you. I celebrate. Oh, all right. So let's. My kanji isn't very good, Nekel. Is that either Dream or yourself? I think it's Dream. You're asking me something. I didn't get it. I'm gonna be real. I didn't fully understand what you said. Right. Let me just call up Wonder Riku now and get him in. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Hey.
Yo. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. How's it going?
I'm good. How's everybody doing?
Yeah, all good.
So that was the first time you know what? I'm going to turn off the radiator in here because I'm starting to melt. That was the first time you've seen the video. What did you think?
Yeah, I'm speechless, blown away. Like, oh my god, that's like one of the most insane music videos I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, well the track was insane. So yeah.
Oh yeah, it somehow matches the vibe of the track perfectly. Like, I didn't actually think that was going to be possible.
The only
like,
thing that I could have done better would have been to actually go over to Japan direct and run around Shibuya with a camera.
yeah.
Thank you very much,
Yeah,
Savage
just
Panda.
super.
Sorry, I'm also looking at the chat at the same time. go ahead.
No worries. Yeah, we could just like superimpose you and Goku on the crossing together. Like
Yeah.
that would have been the one step further. But that was amazing.
Thank
that
you.
was so like I was just like blown away by it.
Well, thank you for the amazing production, to be honest. And like I said, I wanted to. We're going to spend about an hour talking about the track. I just wanted to do things differently this time because sometimes I make actual videos talking about the behind the scenes, but that's long. So I figured I'd just do it live with people, and you can ask questions in the chat if you want. We'll try and answer your questions and everything like that. Savage Panda says you should remember me and my son from Norwich and Tech 9. Yeah, well, I love Norwich, and I am quietly thinking about doing a tour next year. And Norwich is one of the locations I'd be thinking. So yeah, I love Norwich. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching it. Thank you for enjoying it. Please share it with as many people as possible. The thing I want to do next in terms of my videos is to start to work with green screen more and actually have me in the video even more than I already am, like interacting with the characters, walking around and stuff like that. And I could really feel it with this video. Do you know what I mean? There were sections where I was like, yeah, I should have just been in there. So I think for the next video, it's going to be an even bigger level up. But this one was a interesting challenge, and Levi, the video editor, knocked it out of the park, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm excited to see how the green screen interaction is going to work for the future ones.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited to see if it actually even works. So there you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, oh, thank you very much, Savage Panda. Appreciate you. Zombie Tornado. How's my arm? My arm is arming. You know, we're here. We're out here. We're out here. We're doing bits. Still got to put the work in. You know, still got to do things. So hey, Stephen, the best Don, the greatest guy. Right. So let's kind of get into it and talk about this track. So who approached who? Was it you who messaged me, or did I message you? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think I approached you. Yeah, I think from a few different places I'd seen your name around like quite a lot. From
Bad
some
things, I
of
hope.
the no, like all good
Oh,
things,
man.
all good things. But like from I think from the same conventions in the UK that we'd played, and other things like that. So I listened to some of your music and really loved what you'd done. And I think just from listening to it, I was kind of like inspired. I don't know. It was one of those things that just kind of like sparked a thought in my head of
Mhm.
like, this could be a really interesting collaboration where both of us try and do something a little bit different
Yeah.
than what we normally do. But to like kind of stretch ourselves and do something really cool and really interesting. I had this idea of like doing a beat that was very inspired by like contemporary J-pop,
Yeah.
like your Yoasobi and Ado and Creepy
Love,
Nuts.
love, love, love. I mean, that's music I listen to anyway. So
Oh,
yeah,
same, right?
yeah.
It's like it's my favorites. It's just the stuff I put on daily, right? Um, but I was really interested in like, well, what would that sound like though, with like a kind of like a UK hip hop flow over the top of it?
Mm,
That's
mm.
not something I've heard before. And I was like, I feel like we're probably two of the only people who could do that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're incredibly accomplished, and for anyone who doesn't know about Wonder Riku, please make sure to follow him. Check out the stuff that you've done. You've worked with some incredible artists already. So, yeah, I'm honored to be working.
No, honored for you to have said yes to the crazy idea and to go through with this and make something really really fun.
And just for reference for anybody, if you have any questions about the track or questions in general, feel free to drop them in the chat and get to them as soon as we can. Howdy Sushi, Sue5 Hi. So yeah, so as I remember it, you sent me a beat and I heard it and I was like, I don't even know where to begin with this. I don't know what to do with this. Like, it is so much going on. It's just so insane. And at the time, I think I was touring or I was in and out of the US at the time, and my brain just couldn't handle it. I heard it, and you know, in anime where they get that little smoke thing over their heads, like literally my brain just short circuited. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. So you know, just after we came off our test call, I managed to find it. So this is for everybody a very secret listen to how Cross originally started. So here we go. Let me know in the chat if it's loud enough as well, okay?
Oh wow, yeah, I forgot about this intro.
Yeah. Tiny more,
That's
a bit louder.
I wish I could get my PNG to download. What was going on in my brain?
Yeah. Yeah. So when I hear that now, I can hear all the different elements. I'm like, okay, that's that part. I know what I'm doing there. But when I first heard it, like my brain just couldn't take in everything that was happening because, as you said, it's so different to what I do. And of course, I love working on stuff that challenges me and inspires me and everything like that. But I also have to think about my audience and think about, is this going to work for people? Is this going to be something that people want to listen to? And I love to take a risk, you know, so the finished thing that we got, I still feel it's a risk, and I still felt like, okay, some people are not going to like it, and that's fine. Some people are going to love it, and I might pick up some new fans off of this, but it's very different. But I felt like it's still a logical move for me in my brain. Like you could hear me doing something like that and think, okay, yeah, that makes sense for Sheldo. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. And I think as well from my perspective, as like I was making something that was inspired by a lot of the crazier kind of J-pop production and song structures and a lot of the things that do stuff that you just don't get in like Western pop music with like different genre changes and all that kind of thing. I was definitely like starting at the most extreme end of the scale, I think. But it's like this is what all collaboration is about,
Yeah.
right? It's like it's like finding each other's like strengths and weaknesses. Where's the crossover? Where's the common ground?
Yeah.
So after you'd had like some time to like digest all of whatever that was, you came back with like a proposed sort of like edit,
Yeah.
where you kind of like simplified the structure into a structure that would make the most sense for like a hip hop track,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
While
And
still like keeping as much of the identity that was in there as
that was it.
possible.
I didn't want to lose that. Do you know what I mean? Like when I
Yeah.
and also happy birthday, the Nightmare L. I hope you're having a great day today. Thank you for being here on your birthday. To you.
To you.
This is not going to work because there's so much lag.
Yeah.
So yeah, what did I want to say? So I didn't want to lose the identity of what we had. I thought that was really important. And I'll tell you what it was for me. I'll tell you the moment where I was like, actually, this is crazy, but it can work. It was the chorus. It was that na 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 na, because days later I was still singing it. And I thought, you know, there's something to this. I can't stop singing this chorus. There's something here that can really, really work. So Stephen says Merry Christmas because of the yeah, I heard that chorus and I thought, okay, we need to build this around the chorus. And it was even to the point where I just straight up said, I don't want to rap on this. I don't want to do anything too much. I just want to let it breathe and just do its thing. Because in my mind, I could just see a arena full of people all like singing, like chanting, na 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 da da. You know what I mean? And that for me was what really inspired the idea for the chorus. And you actually sent me across a version with the singing on it, which you all in the stream will be the first and only people to ever hear this because it's not going to be made available anywhere else. But this is the idea that you had for the chorus.
Yeah.
A1 Punch Man about.
Oh, I think this is the
From
other track.
So walk us through, because I never really asked you what was the lyrics and what was your thought process for that chorus?
So I I thought like my kind of like assumption was like we're probably gonna need lyrics for that melody first. And I
Because
think when
that's a funny thing, right? Because you just sent the na 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 as a placeholder, and I was like, no,
yeah.
that I want that, and you was like, are you sure? Because I can do lyrics.
Yeah, I think because I was coming in from the perspective of like I've recently like started diving into the world of Vocaloid production a bit. And so you know kind of in that scene like how you the lyrics that you choose for the Vocaloid to sing and then how you tune them and how you get them to say them is like a quite an important part of that scene. So I was kind of like, yeah, we'll need lyrics for it, and I was thinking like what those lyrics could be. And with the lyrics that I got, I think I suggested when I sent the beat over as well. I was like, because I knew you were about to go on tour to Japan, and I was like, this would be a great track to sort of talk about your experience of your
Hmm.
journey, kind of coming full circle, and like being able to kind of live that dream of like touring over in Japan. So the lyrics were kind of about that, and they're also mixed in with the Japanese lyrics that were in it.
Yeah.
Were there's a couple of anime quotes in there that I
Okay.
thought again that would be kind of like on brand, and some sort of like famous Japanese sayings. But like, yeah,
I
the
never
lyrics
actually
were.
asked you. Do you speak Japanese?
I am learning.
そうですよ。難しいんですけどね。
難しいです。
はいはいはいはい。そして、いつ、次の日本の旅行はいつですか？
I understood like 60% of that.
Okay, well that's good, because that means that 60% of what I said was correct. Hey Chippy, how's it going? I was asking, when's your next trip to Japan?
I haven't got one planned yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm hoping. Well, I don't know my travel plans. I kind of leave my schedule open because things just happen
Mm-hmm.
all the time.
You just get that call,
And
like we need you now.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. At the beginning of this year, I wasn't planning on going anywhere, and now I've already got 5 flights booked in.
There you go.
So
Well, there you go. What, to Japan?
it
No,
just
not to Japan, just generally.
no, yeah,
Yeah.
to other places. So, but yeah, I'm hoping to go back. Maybe next year. We'll see.
Got
But
you.
so
Jenny
yeah,
Chris
so
says
the
Jenny Chris says they love your PNG, by the way, your PNG model from one VTuber to another.
oh, thank you so much. Yeah. I wish I wish I had like a live 2D VTuber model. I keep thinking about it, but
Expensive.
I don't use it often enough.
Yeah.
Um, I'd feel bad for the person who went to all the effort to make me a fancy live 2D thing for me to use it like 3 times a year. Um, but yeah, so with the lyrics that I got, then they were from London town to Tokyo was the first line. And then the second line, Doryoku wa what's it? Uragiranai.
Uragi.
Doryoku wa uragiranai. Which is, I believe, a Naruto quote.
Uragi.
Um,
Isn't Uragi Mono? Isn't that traitor something? A traitor?
yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
hey! Apparently, I can speak Japanese.
Yeah,
Hey.
you can. Yeah, I think it's like it translates as like effort never betrays you, or
Okay.
something
Yeah.
along those
Okay.
lines, right? Um, and then the next line was, all signs are saying stop, just wait, and maybe change might come, but we will turn the light screen ourselves from now on.
Okay.
So kind of like lining up with the red light, green light
Yes.
metaphor,
Yes.
and also the like the journey, and like when the world tells you stop, you kind of carry on and do it anyway.
Hey Sugar Bow. Hey
Uh,
Christina.
Hey. And then the next line, Nana Korobi Yaoki, which is like fall down 7 times, stand up 8.
I know that one. Isn't that Naruto as well?
It might be. I think it's like a famous
Yeah,
proverb.
I've heard it in anime, but yeah, it's definitely a
Yeah.
something. It's definitely a something.
Yeah. And then the last line, which you'll probably like, was a One Piece quote.
Hey, so you
Um
should have led with that. I would have been like, yeah, let's just do that.
That's true, that's true. Mirai o kaeru no wa itsu date jibun da.
Hold on.
Just
Miru Kaidu. So something about returning
mi
to the future.
yeah,
On
mirai
by
o
yourself.
kaeru no wa. Yes, and then itsu date jibun da. So the one who can change the future is always yourself.
I'm not bad. I'm not bad. All right, mate.
No, that was really good.
All
That
right.
was very impressive.
Hey.
Very impressive.
Thank you very much, Christina. I just want to say that I enjoyed hearing you rap from Rusty. Hey, thank you. That's so kind. Thank you. That's really cool. So let's play it one more time for the new people in, just so that they can hear. So this was just for the people who've just come in. This is how the chorus was going to sound. That Wonder Riku came up with some lyrics for it, and I was like, no, I just want na 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 na, and you were very confused. But this was the chorus that you'd come up with.
From London to Tokyo, offense says no, just like a baby, change my gum. But we don't know what we know from now on.
I can hear it now. I can hear the lyrics. I personally think actually the Vocaloid sounds so much better in Japanese than when it's speaking. But I can hear it now. Yeah, it is Hatsune Miku. It is Hatsune Miku. But we just didn't say it was her.
Yes. There's like legal things where like you can use Hatsune Miku in a song legally, but if you want to use her name, then you do have to like get permission from Krypton for that.
And we kind of felt that because we just had her saying na 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 na, it was a bit pointless.
Yeah, basically, yeah. But yeah, it's Miku V4X, which a mix of the English and the Japanese one. Yeah, Miku does I think in general often sound a lot better in Japanese than English, particularly on that version of Miku.
Yeah.
So it would have taken a lot more work to like really get everything really clear.
Yeah. But I did you a favor by just being like, no, do the most simple, do the simplest thing possible.
Yeah, and it does end up, it does I think end up making the chorus very wordy.
Yeah.
And like less hooky,
yeah.
right? Less catchy. But like it definitely I was like wrestling with that for a while. Because it I think there's just like a thing in me where like if something seems like the easy lower effort option, like in my head I'm like, no, I shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
Because then people will think I'm lazy. But actually it was a good lesson in like sometimes just like the simplest thing.
Yeah,
is the most
I mean
sometimes
just let I always say sometimes just let the music breathe, just let the music do its work. And I've said this before, but sometimes the music just talks to me and just says, okay, this is what I want you to do, what I don't want you to do, and just shut up at this part. And it very much was telling me, shut up at this part. Do not say anything. Just let the music do what it needs to do and let the chorus do. Because I was hearing it, and then days later, I'm just walking around the house like, no, 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 no. I'm on tour like, no, 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 no. And I'm like, there's something there. And for me, like a catchy chorus, just a fun, catchy chorus that doesn't take itself too seriously, that's really beautiful for me. So yeah, I think you nailed it in one with that, and it didn't really need much more than that. And yeah, to answer your question, Savage Panda, yeah, my son made his recording debut on this song with a yeah at the beginning, and every time he hears a song, he goes yeah. So he's very, very happy. So go and play that a lot, so that I can give him his royalties in the form of me keeping him alive. So, yeah.
The best kind of royalty.
The best kind of royalties, yeah, because he's in my house on just vibes. He gets to travel around the world and contributes nothing, and he's cute, and yeah, so that's a good life. I wish I could live like that.
It's funny because I noticed when that sample was added,
yeah,
in the mix process. I never questioned it. I just kind of like accepted it. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that's kind of cute. No
Yeah.
idea what it is or what it's from. It wasn't until like you did your real post
Yeah.
of of your son actually recording it. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah, no, because
Aw,
my
that's cute.
wife and son came downstairs whilst I was working on the song, and I just for lol, so I was like, let's put him in the booth, and I played the music for him, and he was just on the mic like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And bear in mind, he was probably about a year and 5-6 months at that point, so he doesn't know what recording is. He didn't know what he was doing, but I put him in front of a mic, and he was like, I've got this far. I understand.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
The genes.
Yeah, right. He locked in.
The genes are
He locked in.
strong.
You know, I don't know if you've ever seen that anime where I can't remember. It's a meme, but it's like a baby crying, and then suddenly it locks in and goes and puts its hand in the air. That was him. It's just like la la la. Yeah. So yeah, he did a good job. He did a good. So I'm gonna when he's older and actually understands all of this, I'm gonna play this back to him and tell him this was the first time you ever touched mic.
That's so cute. When he's old enough, we can give him a feature verse on it.
There
We'll
you
do a
go. There you
remix.
go. On the yeah, exactly. On 10-year anniversary or something.
Yeah.
So from there we talked about it, and I think that I'd said to you I really wanted it to have kind of like a grime hip hop breakdown, and you nailed it with this part. It was around here, I think. It's not here.
Oh, that's the old one. Isn't
That's
it?
it. That's still the
original.
still the old version. I'm gonna play the instrumental on the actual version because I really like what you did here. So yeah, when I heard that, when you sent that back to me, I was like, "Yo, now we're cooking with fire. Now I can feel it." Do you know what I mean? Like that switch
Yeah.
up was so nice, and I think
It's-
it brought a different flow out of me for that.
Yeah, and it's good to like have a moment where it kind of goes into something that's a little bit more familiar and like your kind of thing as well. Like in that way. Yeah, and it was definitely like definitely fits a lot better, I think, than like the jazz section that was in there.
I mean, look, don't
before.
get me wrong. I love jazz. I really love jazz, but it's got. I just had to be able to understand it. Is the thing for me, and what I love about that section is it got my favorite line from the entire song on that section, which is "You could never subjugate my endorphins. My big three are 7-Eleven, Family Mart, and Lawson's." I was just like,
I love that.
and
bit.
for anybody who doesn't understand that line, in Japan, they've got convenience stores that they call kombinis. And no word of a lie, the food in these convenience stores is next level elite. Like you can go in at pretty much any time. They'll have just random chicken, pizza buns, all kind of stuff in there. And you'll eat it and you'll be like, raw. Why is the food so good in a random convenience store? So, and
Yeah.
the joke for me is that anytime you find one chain of convenience store, there's always the other one or the other two not too far down the road. So if you find a 7-Eleven,
Real.
guarantee there will be a Lawson's and or a Family Mart, and that works regardless. It's always the case. So the third time I went to Japan when we was on tour, I decided I'm gonna eat at every single convenience store and map them out in my head as to which one is my favorite. So I went to everyone, tried the food in everyone, compared, did lists in my brain, everything, and I decided for me it's 7-Eleven, Family Mart, Lawson's. Now Family Mart's got the family chicken, which they call the family chiki, which I referenced earlier in the track. Family chiki or taberu. I want to eat. I'm going to eat family Mart chicken. But Lawson's is just elite. They got the pizza buns, and for me that wins out. So yeah, my big three are 7-Eleven, Family Mart, and Lawson's. That's the line, and that's what it's about.
Yeah, I had the exact same experience while I was over there. Like Lawson was pretty much my breakfast
Yeah.
every day.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. That or sukiya, which I also talk about in the song as well, because you can get the beef bowl, beef gyu.
Yes. Oh my god, I absolutely did that. There were
Yeah.
a couple there were a couple of nights where like I solo dined, spent far too much money
Can you
on
spend
a
far too much money in Sukiya? Because I feel like if you
no
spend a
no
lot of
no
money, you just yeah.
no not in Sukiya. This
Oh,
is why I went to Sukiya.
right.
But I had a few days where like I solo went and had like far too much wagyu like to myself
That would
on
do it.
yakiniku.
That would do it.
And then the next day was like, I should probably just have something a little bit more affordable to balance it
Yeah.
out today. So Sukiya was like the one for
But that's the
that.
joke. It's affordable, but it's still really tasty. Like you could,
Yeah, exactly.
you could eat well for like a tenner, like really well for a tenner in there. It's so good, so good. For my American friends, a tenner is £10, which would be approximately $13-14, I think, without tip and without tax. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and even
And don't try
less
and
if you
don't
want
try and
just
tip in
like
Japan. By the way, they'll give that back to you. They won't be happy about that.
true. True.
Hey, Stephen, thank you for the thank you for the tenner. Well, Stephen. I love Stephen so much. What a legend. What a legend.
Get yourself to Sukiya now.
Yeah, I'm going to. Hey, I can't talk about it. I could talk about it next week. Oh, okay, look. Exclusive for all of you. I'm going to be in Japan a lot, very, very soon. But I can't say why,
Woo.
and I can't say what I'm going to be doing until next week. So but it's big. It's huge. So yeah, just keep an eye out for the announcement. Thank you, Stephen. Appreciate you. I will spend that on some Sukiya. So yeah, when I think the real turnaround for me was when I was, what was I playing? I think I was playing Zelda at the time, trying to complete that, and I just had the track on because I like to just leave the track on repeat until ideas come to me, and I think I had it on repeat for so long that I fell asleep on the couch, and I was dreaming about this song whilst it was on repeat, and in my mind I just had red light, green light over and over again in my head, and I woke up and I had to just write it down. I was like, that's a something, because I said to myself, if I can't think of a sick concept for this and really do it justice, I can't touch it. I can't do that because it's not fair. You know, I don't want to put out something mediocre. So when I got that red light, green light idea, it all started to fall into place. And I think I texted you very excitedly and said, I think I've got it. I think I know where I want to go with this.
Yeah. I think it's a really strong concept because just in that I mean it sounds really good first of all,
Yeah.
like to have that like red light, green light, it sounds really good, but immediately it's like it's got this like double meaning of like when you're in Tokyo, you absolutely associate Tokyo with pedestrian crossings
Yeah,
because
yeah, especially
they're
Shibuya.
just everywhere.
Yeah.
And the sound of them is really iconic. It's a really like iconic sound of Tokyo is like the fact that these traffic lights have these little jingles.
Well,
Everything
you
has these
used
little jingles.
everything has a jingle in Japan. That's why I love Japan. But you
Yeah.
sampled the sound of the traffic light crossing, didn't you?
Yeah, that's that. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
So when you go to
I can't
Japan and you hear it,
remember-
you'll be like, "That's Shodo."
Yeah, I can't remember which ward of because the different areas of
have
Tokyo
different sounds. Yes, they do. And
have different
also,
sounds.
I think depending on which way you're crossing, so if you're going from north to south or south to north, it's a different sound as well.
No way, I didn't know
I
that.
think so. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure I saw that on an Instagram video. Hey, James, how's it going? So yeah, Tokyo and Japan in general are just full of sounds and jingles. Like you get on the underground
Yeah.
and there's just music, and you're just like, this is so cool.
Yeah, but it totally like obviously like it evokes that, but then at
Yes.
the same time, I think the meaning of red light, green light of like I associated that with as a like you got DIY gang as
Yeah.
as your website name, right? Like
Yeah.
as a DIY artist, independent artist, and any person in the music or creative industries who's just trying to like do their thing and be successful at it. Like we get no's far more than we
Mhm.
get yeses. You
Mhm,
know,
mhm.
we get shot down a lot. We get people who gatekeepers who choose
Who
not
actually
to
don't know what
open
they're
their
doing either.
gates and-
Yeah.
yeah, and so there's a lot of red lights.
Yeah. And when you get that green light, you cross quick.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like, but it's about that preparation, right? You be as prepared as you can so that when the green light comes, you cross.
Yeah.
And that is kind of also how Tokyo feels like as a city.
Especially at
you know?
Shibuya Crossing. Like I literally was, because I talk about Hachiko. I talk about Hachiko, which is the dog. There's a statue of a dog at Shibuya Crossing, and it's a really, really cool
Yeah.
story that I'd recommend checking out. But I'll kind of paraphrase it. Basically, a guy had a dog. I think he adopted a stray dog, and this dog would walk with him to the station from his house every single day, and then wait for him to come home via Shibuya Station, and then they'd walk home together. And then after this man died, the dog would constantly walk to the station and wait for his owner, despite the owner never coming. And it became like a national story. I'm sad now. It became a national story, and this dog
Yeah.
would do this. It was an Akita, yeah, an Akita dog. And this dog would do this until the day it died. And so they immortalized the dog Hachiko as a statue in Shibuya State, Shibuya Station. It's a popular meeting place for people as well as a tourist destination. So I say "Meet me over by Hachiko" in the song to really reference that I'm talking about Shibuya. I'm talking about this crossing. I'm talking about this energy that you get when you're in Japan, where it's just so manic and frantic, but it's chaos, but it's organized chaos. And I feel that's what we've done with this track. We've taken this chaos, we've organized it, and made it really cool.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, that's so true. They've made a bunch of movies about Hachiko.
I'm not
which,
surprised.
If you've not seen any of them, they will make you cry.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
hard.
I almost
like,
cried just telling the story. So there you go.
It's yeah.
Fulton Jr. Random question: when is the next Shaggy Ball Z and Luigi video? So I've actually got a meeting with Mashed. I think next week. Next week? No, the week after. So we'll be discussing that then. So yeah, I know we need to get it done. There's a bunch of stuff that's been happening behind the scenes with Mash that I can't talk about. It's good stuff though, but it just means that it's delayed things. But yeah, absolutely, we will be finishing that series because it's. But yeah, to go back to the topic, so yeah, that cross and everything. And initially, I think I wanted to write it from the perspective of being stuck in like a salaryman job and getting to really cut loose on the weekend and not being constrained by like the pedestrian lines and everything like that. And it just evolved into just a song about my experience in Japan during the tour. I just tried to encapsulate as much of the energy and the feeling and everything and some of the stuff that we did without overtly saying it. That's why I'm talking about some other things about Sukiya and about karaoke if I like you and stuff like that. You know, it's just for me, it's a go to Japan and have a cool time, and you play this song and you're like, yeah, I feel it, I get it type thing. But also I wanted to make something that really sounded like an anime opening, and I could imagine that song, certainly the first half of it, as a really cool anime opening. And we did want to reference, I remember I sent you I don't think it was even Otonoke at the time. I think it was Bling Bang Bang Born was out at that point. But I sent that to you and I said, I want to do that. I want to do that, but in my own way.
Yeah. And I think Kaibutsu as well by Yoasobi.
Yes.
Which is the B-Stars.
Yeah. Oh, I love
one
that
of the B-Stars openings. I think that was another.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That was another.
I would play it for the
reference
stream,
to-
but then the stream would get demonetized.
Yeah.
And we only made £10 today, and then they'll take it. So no Sukiya for me.
Yeah. But yeah, like you can hear the Kaibutsu influence in the bass line of the song, I think, and you can hear the Bling Bang Bang Born influence in like some of the percussion samples
Yeah.
that are kind of used like in the beat as well. Like I think the DNA of all of that is kind of like in the track.
And that's the beautiful thing for me about making music from a human perspective. You know, like we talk a lot. There's a lot of talk about AI and you know, effectively, is it stealing or is it taking influence? And who knows at this point? I don't want to touch that with a barge pole, but when it comes to referencing and taking inspiration from other artists and then turning it into something completely different, yes, if I played you that, you could probably hear the influences. But you couldn't say, "Oh, this is just straight up stolen from Yoasobi or Creepy Nuts or anything like that," because it's not. It takes ideas, it kind of remixes them, throws them around in a blender, and then spits something completely different out that still pays homage to and still has the ideas within it without copying. And I think that's what's so beautiful about making music authentically and making something that you just really love and that you want to pay respect to.
Yeah, agreed. Like what we've done here is kind of like tread into no man's land a little bit in doing something that like is pretty unique and like hasn't really been done before in to this extent, I don't think.
Yeah.
In combining like very kind of like like modern contemporary J-pop
Yeah.
and the UK grime and hip hop
Mm-hmm.
together in this way.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's like where new ideas are born from, where new concepts are kind of given life, and even like new genres are kind of formed. It's when like people do interesting
Yeah.
things like fusions like this,
Yes.
where they take two elements that have some level of crossover. I think Creepy Nuts in a way
I flipping love.
helped break down some of those barriers
Yeah.
a little bit.
Absolutely, absolutely. I
by
saw them performing live in Tokyo actually, and
Yeah.
funny story about, I don't know if you've ever been to a concert in Japan, but nobody has their phone out. Everybody is just there enjoying the show respectfully, and I was like, rah, the Japanese people are just next level society. Do you know what I mean? Like they're just respectful, and that you ask them not to take your phone out and film the show, and they just don't do it. And it's like, hold on a second,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, so true.
Yeah.
So true. Meanwhile, when I've been to like J-pop concerts over like in the UK,
People get on
they
stage
have
and
to, yeah, there's about like 15 minutes of warnings before the artist
Yeah.
comes on stage, where they're like, if we catch anybody filming this, we will stop the show.
And people are like, yeah, bet fam, let me see.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
Hey, Elise,
But,
thank
like-
you so much for enjoying it.
But yeah, like I think Creepy Nuts have kind of like broke down some of those barriers a bit, because I think they are one of the first J-pop acts that really feel authentically hip hop to
Mhm,
have
mhm.
blown up to this degree.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
Like,
anime's
there's a
definitely
lot
helped
of
that.
it. Yeah, absolutely.
But they
Yeah, there is a
sorry to cut you, but I just want to say actually, because that's not fair. They are genuinely very, very, very dope, regardless of anime. But I think anime opened
Yeah.
more people's eyes to them. But irrespective, they are dope, anime or not.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. But particularly with an international audience, right? Like I
Mhm.
think most international kind of fans of Japanese music tend to have their tastes kind of dictated by anime a lot
Yeah,
of the time.
yeah.
Like that's kind of where we hear it more most commonly. It's why kind of like your more mainstream idol stuff in Japan isn't that well known overseas, because it's kind of a separate thing to the anime kind of music industry.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, like Creepy Nuts have kind of like rode that line really well, with just like really sick music that like I think authenticity is a really big part of it. Like it feels really authentically hip hop, but in a very fresh and different way,
Mhm, mhm.
to what you would get in hip hop in other parts of the world.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
absolutely, absolutely.
And I think it was something that I think because we both had that same thing that we loved from that song and from a few other songs, it was like, okay, now we have like a blueprint of how we can make this work.
Yeah. Thank you very much for pushing the music, Savage Panda, as well. I really appreciate you. Whether or not the radio station is small, the fact that you're just playing it to people, I appreciate it. And that goes for anybody. You know, if you show somebody my music, I just want to say thank you. And check out Wonder Riku's
That's
music if
amazing.
you haven't done so already as well, please. But yeah, what I wanted to play was, and you've obviously heard this, but a long time ago. This was, I believe, an early version, an early recording. So what I always do, so I'm in the Shao Dojo studio right now. What I always like to do whenever I'm working on a track is I will do a test recording. So it's just me getting to grips with the lyrics. I'll go in, I'll record it. I will try and get some ideas of the voice that I want to use, because my vocal range is very broad. As I'm sure you've heard across my songs, sometimes my voice is low and I'm rapping down here. Sometimes I'm, you know, like up here and I'm really hype and etc. etc. So it's about where the timbre of my voice is, the kind of aggression and the grittiness that I want to put into it. Lots of stuff goes into my initial recording, and I will do that. I will listen to it. I'll get to grips with it. I have to learn the lyrics, because I don't every official song that I put out, I don't read the lyrics. I learn them first and then I record it, because I think that allows me to put in a lot more emotion and excitement in my voice when I'm not reading the lyrics off of my phone or off a piece of paper. So that
Yeah.
first recording is me just kind of learning the lyrics, going through it, testing it, troubleshooting it, etc. Does this line work? Maybe I should change this line. So this is the very first recording of the track for everybody to hear, just so you can kind of hear where
light, green light, red light, green light, green light, cross, cross, red light, green light, red light, green light, red light, green light, green light, cross, cross. I just say, still I want Hatchido, meet me over by Hatchico, Chicka Teta Wild Rapido, let's light it up like it's Pachinko, Kombini or Sagastedu, Fami Tiki or Kabedu, Koko ni wa itakunai, Tokyo ni Madori Tai. Hi, it's me on the mic and in life I be the MC, got my style unlocked, I'm feeling Genki, let me heat this up like Genji Renji, I'm the Ichibanski, if you can't breathe then you must feel the rush that you're in the stampede, so come to the bus and it's big as Lanky, better get up out of your damn seat.
That's stinky. That's stinky. That's stinky. I forgot about that. Oh my gosh. So yeah, that goes back to what I was saying about troubleshooting lines. So there's a bunch of lines in there that got changed. Well, not a bunch, but some very key lines. So the opening line originally was "I just ate, still I got hachido," and I was trying to make a joke because hachi is 8 in Japanese. So I was like, "I just ate, still I got hachido," and I was like, yeah, but that doesn't relate to anything else that I'm saying, and it's stupid, and people won't really get it unless I properly explain it. So I changed that line to place buzzing like Hachinos, and Hachinos is a beehive. So that relates more to the kind of Shibuya busy city area type thing. And then that allowed me to go to the Hachiko, etc., Pachinko, etc., etc. But yeah, that opening line, I just ate, still I got Hachiko. I heard that, I'm just like, that's nasty. I don't like that. Pong says, by the way, before I continue, if this wasn't asked, Wonderiku, you made a lot of music for J-pop or idol music, from what I know. If you could write any music, which artist would you write for and why?
Hey Pong. Pong's currently involved in a project that for another song that I'm working on right now in one of our Discord servers. So hi Pong. That's a really good question, and I would there's a bunch of J-pop artists who I would love to, but I think if I had to pick one, it's probably going to be Adele for me. I absolutely love Ado's voice so much. I think she is like a generational talent, and I think her the way that she can adapt and change her voice so drastically to get every single word and in line has intention behind it. The fact that she can pull it off live, her live show is incredible. I'm so lucky to have gone to see that last year even. And then I think the choice of producers who she works with and the music that they make is also incredible. So if I ever had the chance to do that, and be thought of in the same light as those incredible producers, I think I would. I don't want to say die happy, because because I feel like I'd be able to do that already, but that would be incredible. So yeah,
For me, I think it would probably be Creepy Nuts and or Yoasobi. I think working with either of them, incredible, and songs that we would come out with would be so different or either. I totally agree. There's so many cool to but yeah, to go back to what I was saying, that the last line in it was it's really difficult for me to pick lines out without going through the whole thing, but it was effectively something like yeah, okay, so let me heat this up like Denji Renji. Denji Renji is a microwave, easy. I'm the Ichibanski, I'm the favorite, Ichibanski's favorite. I'm the Ichibanski, if you can breathe, then you must feel the rush like you're in a stampede. So just play on words there. Then the final line was succumb to the rush and it's big as Zangief. And I heard that and I was like, that is so smelly. That's like, what are you doing, man? Don't put that out to the world. That's nasty, man. Put that in the bin. And so I did. But yeah, I was trying a thing, but it was just very silly. It's like succumb to the rush and it's bigger Zangief. But the way I would have said it was succumb to the Russian, it's bigger Zangief. And I just felt like it was a bit too obscure, a bit too weird, a bit too silly, and I didn't like it. So instead, I changed it to whoop, 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 and that worked really well. So just sometimes you don't need to
I really
overcook
respect
it.
that you have like the. Yeah, I respect that you have the like critical thinking and reflection to be able to like do that, because I probably would have kept that line in because it's funny.
Yeah, it was funny, but then I was like, will anybody get it? And it was also about the flow as well, because it's like
Yeah.
I was building an energy and I felt like it just took away from the energy that I was trying to lead up to with the chorus. So then I had whoop 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 whoop. And then I was like, what the hell do I say after that? And I remember sitting here for like half an hour just like, what am I gonna say after whoop 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 whoop? And then I was like, what rhymes with Russian and Stampede? Like caffeine. What am I gonna do with caffeine? You know what? Hit them throw caffeine in their face, because that'll probably get them excited. Just throw coffee in their face was my thought. So that's why I said hit them with the caffeine, and that's it. It was just like, yeah, hit them with the caffeine. Better get up out of your damn seat, and there you go.
Yeah, love that. And also, I think like I don't know that I have this image of like walking through Tokyo with a coffee in hand like
Yeah.
that, or like a matcha latte or something. Like
Mm,
that's again, it's like I don't know. It's like part of the city vibes as well, right? That's kind of how I understood that line anyway.
absolutely. I'm personally looking forward to performing that song with my Fighters super band. I think that's gonna our drum and bass as well. Yeah, no, look, okay, so Stephen, Chiffy, it's not obscure per se, it's just the line doesn't hit in the way that I want it to. I'll play it again, but when I hear it, I'm just like, it's just a bit gross. It's a bit like trying to shove a square peg into a round hole almost. It felt like I was trying to make the bar work because it's a bar, but it didn't deserve to be there. I think
Yeah.
I'm not debating. Yeah, it's funny and yeah, it's kind of clever, but it didn't deserve to be there. It just didn't make sense, and it's
Yeah.
it's like if I was looking at the lyrics and they're all one color, like all of the lyrics are blue, for example, that line was brown, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, you shouldn't be there. Something else needs to be there, and I replaced it, and I was like, okay, everything's blue now. Does that make sense? So yeah, let me find it again.
I think that's what really separates people out in these kind of like in the nerdcore spaces and stuff, with these kind of lyrics, and people who are like really on it and excel in what they do, like you do. I think it's like being able to have that critical decision making of being like, yes, that bar is a reference and it makes sense, but is it thematically working with
Yeah.
everything else that's going on in the track? Is it progressing the narrative that I'm trying to tell? Is it involved in the themes that I'm trying to get across? If it's not,
And does
then
it make a dope
shouldn't
song?
be there.
Does it make a dope? Am
Yeah.
I just trying to shove lyrics and references in to be like, hey, I said Zangief, or it's kind of, for me, it's kind of like I'm just saying like Goku. It's like, okay, yeah, I see what you
Yeah.
did, but you really didn't need that. Please don't.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what it felt like for me. So I'll play it again just so people can hear it.
It up like it's pachinko, combini, Leone, Madori, Tai. Hi, it's me on the mic and in life I be the MC. Got my style unlocked, I'm feeling Genki. Let me heat this up like Genji Renji. I'm the itchy band speed. If you can't breathe, then you must feel the rush. Like you're in a stampede. So come to the bus and it's big as Lanky. Better get up out of your damn seat.
Do you see what I mean? Like, it's like there's no breath. There's no time for the listener to really absorb what I'm saying. It just goes burr, 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 and it's just like
Yeah.
So that whoop 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 is, it sounds silly, but that's just an opportunity to let the track breathe and to let the listener just catch up with what's going on and to be ready for this random chorus that comes in as well. So there's a lot of critical decision making that I do behind the scenes, even down to so on that track, obviously it's very monotone, but the way that I delivered it, what was the line? I just ate, still I got Hachido, meet me over by Hachiko, Chika Tetsuwa Rapido, let's light. It's very staccato. And when I came to record it, I actually lengthen it out and really kind of play with it a lot more. So I'm like, place buzzing like Hachinos, meet me over by Hachiko, Chika Tetsuwa Rapido, let's light it up like it's pachinko. Konbini o sagateru, fami chiki o taberu, koko ni wa itaku nai, Tokyo e Midori tai. Like, the way that I lengthen the words, it's all purposeful. It's all to kind of bring your consciousness into this song and to really ease into it. It's like easing into a hot bath. When you put your toe in it, you're like, no. But then when you ease your way into it, and you're like, oh, and then you sit down and you're like, okay, I'm in, and I don't want to get out anymore. That's kind of what
Yeah.
I'm doing with that.
Your flow is like how you guide people through the
Yeah,
song,
yeah.
right? It's how you like you want to make sure that you are introducing these ideas and they're coming across and being communicated as easily as they can, and like flow is such an important part of
Yeah.
that. Otherwise, like, yeah, it can just, the meaning can get lost.
But you know, they can't exist in a vacuum. You know, you have to have flow, you've got to have lyricism, and in my opinion, the third part is the charisma. It's a personality, and that all
Yeah.
makes that triangle of excellence within rap. And some people focus too heavily on one part or on the other part, and they forget about the other two or the third. So it's really important
Yeah.
to look at that holistically and as a whole package. So look, I'm aware that we've got a few minutes left. We've got about 5 minutes left. So I'd love to take some questions from anybody who has them about the track, or about any questions for me or Wonderliku or anything like that. Or if you don't, we can just keep talking. But yeah, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Number one, for listening to the video, watching the video, for listening to the track, for running it up. Please do me a favor, go share that on your favorite social media of choice. Go throw that about in some WhatsApp groups, or email it to, do people still email? If they do, send it on email. But yeah, send that around and just get people listening, because it's different. I was just scanning through the comments on YouTube just a moment ago, and somebody said, I swear Shouto's the most unpredictable rapper in nerdcore. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I will take that. Yes, I am. I will take that, because I don't want to just make the same track every time, and it's like, okay, we know what's coming from him. You know, I want you to be like, what's he doing, and why is it good? That's what I want, you know. And Stephen, to answer your question, yes, I'll be performing in Rotterdam early next month at Anime Con. My son's birthday is on the Sunday, and I refuse to be the sort of deadbeat father who misses his son's birthday, so I am leaving on the Saturday night. So I'm performing on the Friday this time around, and I will be performing for the first time, well, second time actually, with one arm, so I'll still be in the sling, but it's still going to be dope. So if you're going to be in Rotterdam, Stephen, I will see you there. I've got a question about the DIY Gang logo. Was the skull inspired by One Piece at all? Well, so the official answer is no, it's totally original, but the unofficial answer is don't sue me. I really like One Piece. It's my favorite thing in the whole world, and I wanted to pay homage to it. But yeah, no, I think One Piece really encapsulates my feeling about my music career and stuff like that. It very much feels like a pirate sailing the seas, and a compass and a map don't work, and you just have to survive and just try and get from one island to the next and keep going and try and find whatever treasure you're looking for. And you've got enemy pirates and the Marines chasing you, Marines being responsibilities and bills, and you're just trying to do your best to outrun them all and just go on an adventure and see new stuff and do cool things. And that's for me what my music career has always been about, and that's why I feel that One Piece really resonates with me so strongly.
I'm a very like casual One Piece enjoyer, but like I think Luffy represents to me, like in a similar way that other like shonen protagonists, I think like Tanjiro from Demon Slayer has a kind of similar thing as well. Where
I love that you pronounce that in the Japanese way as well, because I do the same thing.
Yeah. I love how they are kind,
Yes.
and also
But we'll still F you
know
up
how
when the
to-
time comes, yeah.
yeah, they are kind and know how to laugh and have fun in the face of danger and dire circumstances, but they also know when to lock in.
Yeah.
But I find like with both Luffy and Tanjiro, they're gentle. They have like a fun and a gentleness to them as well that I find just as inspiring as the fact that they will beat you down
Yeah.
if you are like if you are unjust or whatever it might be, you know.
Yeah.
And I think those figures in shonen shows I find really inspiring just to my everyday life as well. Like,
Oh,
I think
absolutely.
I feel the fact that like Luffy is kind of that for you and One Piece is that for you, like makes total sense.
Yeah,
Like I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, from when I started my music career, I'd been watching Naruto and One Piece, and a lot of the times when I felt so close to quitting and thinking, why am I even doing this? And I'd watch the show, and something would happen. I'd just feel like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I've got another couple weeks in me. I can push, and I just kept doing another couple weeks, and I'm 17 years in, and I haven't stopped yet. So, Rashni, thank you for the subscription. Welcome. Do you know if you'll be back at Sheffield in November? If he wants to know, I don't know, because basically this year is my international year. So this year I'm really focusing a lot more on doing international things. So if I don't have something out of the country, then yes, I probably will be. but at the moment it's kind of looking like I don't know. It's my honest answer. I would like to, but I will let you all know now. I am planning a full UK tour for next year, and when I say full, I mean I'm going a lot of places. So that's all I could say for now, but just look out for that. So if I'm not at the anime convention in November, I will be touring the UK. So please come to the tour, and you will hear these songs, and you might, if I can pull this off, you might hear it with the whole band. Japan. Have I said too much? I might have said too much.
Whoa.
I might have said too much. I'm not saying anything.
Yo. I'm gonna be there.
That's
So.
So yeah.
Hey, I want to be in the band. Can I be in the band?
Yeah. My band. So yeah, that's all I'll say about that anyway. But I think we're at an hour, and I know that Wonderiku is going out of the country tomorrow, so I don't want to keep you much longer. So I just want to say thank you very much for taking the time to do this. This is the first time I've actually done this with somebody who's produced a track, and this was fun. And I feel like this is something that I'd like to do after every release, because it's just nice to sit down, talk about the process with a song, and do some behind the scenes, and actually just interact with the people who are enjoying it and listening. So I just want to say thank you so much for making the time.
No, thank you for having me, and thanks for all the work that's gone into that, gone onto this song, into the video, into everything.
Yeah,
It's been
because
a really fun process.
no
and,
word of a lie. When did we actually start talking about this? Because I want people to understand how much
Oh my
work
God.
actually goes into a song of mine behind the scenes. I'm just gonna scroll back to when your very
Yeah.
first message.
I'm just doing that as well. I feel like it's got to be about a year, right?
Hold on, let's have a look.
Oh,
I'm still scrolling.
It's longer than a year.
No way.
Yeah, I'm currently. Wait, hold on. Is it? Oh no. I hadn't gone as far back.
I'm
as I
seeing
thought.
lots of voice notes where we're back and forthing ideas and stuff like that on Instagram chat as well.
Yeah.
Which is probably not a good thing to do, because Instagram will probably try and own that. 16th of March, you sent me the very first message, and
Yeah, so
then you
so
sent
it
me
is.
the instrumental. So I'd been sending screenshots of your Sobi. See, okay, the beat you sent me, the first beat on the 20th of April. So hey, a year tomorrow.
No.
High five.
No. What?
That's crazy.
that
That's
is-
crazy.
That's
Wow. Well, there you
actually-
go. I should have released it tomorrow.
Whoa. That's so. No way. I'm
So, yeah,
actually. I'm
That's
actually
how
blown away by
long
that.
we've been working on that track, people. A year. Well, a year minus 1 day is how long it took to get this track out into the world. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed it. I really hope that you play it a lot. I really hope you share it. And yeah, there will be more music. I'm already working on my next release, but for now, I just want to sit with this one and really enjoy it, and just let people enjoy the crazy J-pop meets anime rap feelings on this. So if you're not following Wonderiku already, please do check out his own solo music on Spotify and everything like that. Follow. What's your social media of choice?
I am most active on Twitter, on X.
Yeah.
You can find me Wunderiku, WUNDERRIKU. On there, I know it's
I'm trying to get
Yeah,
off Twitter.
Twit-
I'm trying to
Yeah.
wean myself off it, but it's useful for me.
yeah. Twitter is what it is, but and all of that. But it is where a lot of the people who
This is the thing. Yeah.
engage with my music are kind of most active there. So
Yeah.
we're able.
You
to
go
have
you
good
go where the
time
love is. You go
and-
where the love is. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
disagree at all. Don't disagree at all.
For
So
sure.
yeah.
Do
Sorry, go on.
you know what? Just one little quick thing. You know, on that message that I sent you on the 20th of April.
Yeah.
With that first draft, I said cook this up since yesterday, which means I made it on the 19th of April. So it is
Happy
exactly a
birthday
year.
to Cross Cross. Happy birthday
so
to Cross
funny.
Cross.
I can't believe that.
That's
That
mad.
is that's fate. That's
That's
something,
mad.
isn't
Okay,
it?
so we
That's
discovered
wow.
something during the stream. So yeah, that's very cool. All right. Okay, well, look, people, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate you. As soon as I end the stream, go and listen to Cross Cross again. Go and watch the video again. Go leave a comment on it, because the more comments it gets within the first few days, the more that YouTube will push it out to more people. Which, you know, it's silly because really it's just a dope track that people should see, but that's how it works. So, you know, please go comment on that, go share it, go run it up, go listen to it a lot, and then more people will be able to see it and they'll get recommended it. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Wonder Riku for making incredible instrumental that really challenged me and made me think outside the box as an artist. And thank you to all of you for enjoying the music and giving me make music in the first place.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Go listen to Cross Cross.
Cross.
Thank you so much for having me, Shao.
My pleasure. You have a good one. Peace.
Thanks. Bye-bye.